Solanpuri. The school's name was Mohan Middle School, Solanpuri, Himachal Pradesh. It was my first day in the school, and I was wearing a white, beautiful frock, and I was sitting in the first row, in the first line, in the first bench, and some of the girls surrounded me like this. They were eager to know, so they were simply looking at me, and they were pushing each other so that they could see me. One of the girls, by chance, hit her hand against my ink pot, which was lying on the desk. And with this, the ink simply dropped on my new frock. It was getting dirty, but I couldn't get. But some of them girls said the whose mistake it was. They said, "See, what have you done? You spoiled our cup." She said, "I didn't do it intentionally." So what? It's done. You have spoiled it. Then they said, "You should take money from her. Take mine from her." I said, "Yes." Then he said, "How much?" I also asked the girls how much. They said 2 annas. I said, "Yes, 2 annas." She said, "My home is not here. At this time, I can't give." Then the girl said, "She can bring in recess. Her home is nearby." I said, "Okay, yes, bring in recess." In the recess, she went home and she asked her mother. The new girl is asking me money, 2 annas. Her mother gave her, and she gave it to me. When I came back home, holding those 2 annas in my hand, my mom said, "What is this in your hand?" I said, 2 annas. She said, "Who gave you?" I said, "One of the girl gave me. I had asked her." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because she has spoiled my frock." My mom said, "What have you done?" "Go back and give that money back to her." I simply left the bag at home and ran back to the school. Thank God the girl was found outside her house. She was playing. I called, I said, "Come here, come here." She said, "What happened?" I said, "Take your money back." She said, "Oh no, you have given, you take it." I said, "No, take it." I simply threw the money in front of her and came back home. You see, but that was the first income that I done, and my mom has simply returned it like anything. Childhood is really very innocent. Whatever people ask you to do, simply do it without thinking yourself. Now I will take you to another incident also of that age only. Was after when we had come back after lunch from home, one of my friends said, Rita said, let's go to say namaste to our uncle. I said, "Where?" She said, in the labor's canteen. He has started just now. I said, "Okay." I went with her. There was a big crowd on the counter, and we started shouting, "Uncle Namaste, Uncle Namaste." When he didn't reply, then my friend asked me, "You also say?" I said, "Uncle Namaste." Then also. Then her uncle simply waved his hand. "Wait, wait." And when the customers had gone, then he gave us some namkeen in a paper bag. We we enjoyed that namkeen. After that, every day we started going to say namaste to that uncle. And this process was going on finely because we were given something to eat every day after the lunch. You see, one fine day, our uncle came to our home and he saw both of us. By chance, I was also at her home only. And he said, "These two girls are very fine, very good girls they are. They daily come to say namaste to me." And you see, and her mother just stared at us. After that, we stopped saying namaste to her. So that was the end of our namaste to him. So you see, childhood is really a good thing. So once my daughter said, "Mom, you always talk about your childhood only. You never talk about this life now. After marriage, don't you like anything about this?" I said, "No, this is not like that. But that phase was a golden phase of my life that I can never forget. And I would advise you that childhood is a precious period of our life. We should keep, we should always remember it because it makes you a child all the time and you feel happy. And you can see your own childhood in the children around you. You can make them happy by telling them the incidents of your own life. This way you can relate them. This makes your relation better with the children, and they also feel happy. If you also might be feeling happy to think how I looked when I was 9 years old. I also saw my photo when I was 9 years old with my family, and I was surprised to see myself. I was very fluffy and I was wearing a frock and I looked smart. Not that much as I now, but I looked smarter then. Over to over to the contestant. Thank you.
Thank you, test speaker. Now the contestants will be given 5 minutes for writing the evaluation notes. Timer, please start the timer for 5 minutes.
I think we need to shift them to the breakout room first.
No, they can write it here, then we can move them immediately to the breakout room.
Sure. The time has started. Contest master, 5 minutes are over.
Now I would request host to immediately transfer all the contestants to the breakout room.
Okay. Meanwhile, do we request them to hold the sheets in their hand?
Yes, we can do that.
Yes, I will request everyone to please hold the sheets in their hand till the time their turn is up. They cannot open the sheet. Sergeant at Arms in the breakout room, please make sure of that. I'll be moving, except the contestant number 1, I'll be moving all the contestants. And I have assigned Mr. Chief Judge as well, and our SA, breakout room SA, Lavika. I'm opening the room. Please accept the invite to go to breakout room. Mr. Contest Master, since
I can see contestant number 8,
again back,
Santosh Devi.
Santosh Devi, you
Devi.
have to go back again to the main breakout room. Select the option breakout room from the menu below.
I think
Yes.
she's gone now. Yes.
Let's wait for Mr. Chief Judge to come back and then we can start with our first contestant.
Master Shivam is also in the same room.
Pardon?
Postmaster Shivam. Has he joined from two?
Shivam has joined from 2 devices.
So
Okay.
please assign both the devices.
Moving as okay. I think. Let me just check. Shivam Asthana. Moving you to room 1, please accept.
So all the contestants are there in the breakout room.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rishabh, for. Yeah, Parul, you were saying something. Please go ahead.
No, I just want to confirm, like, if there are no other contestants, right?
Yes.
Like from other devices as well.
I'm not sure about the RAS. You need to identify Mr. RAS, rename yourself. It might be any contestant.
Mr. or Miss RAS, please turn on your video or write your real name. Otherwise, we will remove you from the meeting. Yes.
I will request RAS to unmute. If we do not get any response, okay, he is unmuted.
So perhaps we do not have to wait. If the person is not speaking, we can remove that person.
I'm an audience.
Okay, please tell your name.
Do you really need to know my name? Okay, Shahid.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. You may proceed, Toastmaster Veena.
Okay, then fine.
So we'll observe 1 minute. We'll observe 1 minute of silence.
Contestant number 1 is in the main room.
So Toastmaster Nimisha, you may allow Contest Master Arpit Gupta to proceed. He will take care of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so timer, please start the timer for 1 minute and then we will call the first contestants for the contest.
In the meanwhile, can we test the audio and video of the first contestant?
Yeah, I was about to do that. Roli, can you please unmute yourself and test your audio with us? You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself, Roli.
She cannot either hear you or she cannot do it.
Toastmaster Roli, can you please say something so that we can test your audio? And Toastmaster Roli, I can see you signing from 2 devices. So please make sure that you are speaking from one device so there is no echo or something like that.
I can't do it.
You are audible, Roli.
Okay.
Yes, you're
At
audible.
first I couldn't, yeah, so sorry about that. I couldn't identify if this device was being unmuted or the other one. So
Okay.
sorry
You're
about that.
audible and visible.
Contest master is more than 1 minute.
Okay. Roli Sinha, contestant number 1. Contestant number 1, Roli Sinha.
Good evening, Toastmasters, dear guests, Mr. Chief Judge, all the anonymous judges. Aren't you worried about the time that you have spent in getting older? Our contestant, our target speaker, had something to tell us about her childhood. She took me back to my childhood. It was a nostalgic trip. And I remembered all of the fights and all of the sharing and the caring that used to happen with my friends. They say that if you carry your childhood with you, you will never become older. In my opinion, our target speaker has retained that childhood innocence that she was referring to. I love the imagery, the visualization, and the storytelling techniques that our target speaker had employed. There were intricate details that made us visualize the scene right in front of our eyes. As the inkpot fell, as the annas were offered, and as the mother had scolded, all of it seemed to be happening just like a movie in front of me. Yes, there are certain things that I wish our target speaker had done a little differently. First, her hand gestures were there. I could see the upper arms moving, but because they were happening under the camera frame, I couldn't enjoy those as best as I could have had she made sure that they were at the chest level. The second point that I would like our target speaker to just keep in mind is the vocal variety and the pauses. For example, when the inkpot fell, imagine the impact that would have come on us when she would have said, and paused. At that time, we would have enjoyed that scene even a little more. At least I think so. She was coughing, and I think that the pauses would have helped a little bit even in that. Maybe she would have taken a deeper breath and reignited herself to regale us with even more stories. I did miss the third story. We always try to talk in triads. So a third story, just taking one more minute might have made a lot of difference. But the touches of humor that she had all along, when Uncle Namaste was going on, my first income, and I had to return it. All of those made me enjoy the speech even more. I feel that her storytelling techniques, her touches of humor could be just re-embellished with vocal variety, pauses, and hand gestures visible. I think we are in for a treat for another speech very soon from her. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 1. Now we'll observe 1 minute of silence. Timer, please start the timing. Meanwhile, I would request the host to bring the contestant number 2. And I would request contestant number 1 to stay in the room.
Avishi, can we hear you?
Hello, am I audible and visible? Please confirm.
Yes, Vishu, you are audible. Thank you.
I cannot. Hello.
Contestant number 2, Avishi Rathore. Avishi Rathore, contestant number 2.
Children not learn what we try to teach them, but they learn from what we are in reality. Children are also known as the form of God because they are devoid of all the negative feelings which generally people have. Good evening, everyone. Today, I, Avishi, will be evaluating the speech of the test speaker. Let's start. The speaker started with, she said that when we talk about our childhood, we cherish childhood memories, which is very true and it was relatable to me. And then she started with the actual introduction. Then she said, imagine a 9-year-old girl, and that developed my interest in the speech. It was very appealing to me because I was expecting something mischievous from the speaker's childhood. And she also mentioned that we do what people ask us to do without using our mind. So it was good to state the true facts. And the best part about the speech was that there were not a single story which was carried out throughout the speech. There was a story and then another story of the uncle. So keeping 2 short stories were good because it does not get boring anywhere. Coming to the recommendations, I feel that the speaker's hand gestures were not clear as the camera position was not good. So I strongly advise the speaker to practice before meeting, just position the camera and just see whether you're visible clearly or not. Another thing is the voice modulation. When the speaker said, see, what have you done? Like speaker's mother was saying, so it could have been said like, see, what have you done? And since there was a lot of conversation in the speech, so I feel voice modulation could have really helped to bring out the speech in an interesting manner. Also, I feel there was a lot of conversation, so the voice modulation was very mandatory to make the speech very successful. I really liked the addition of humor into it when the speaker said, uh, Uncle Namaste. So the way she conveyed it was like it made me smile. And also towards the end when she talked about see her picture 9-year-old, I look smarter. So it again brought smile to my face. And also did not just talk about childhood but included present story. Like when she said daughter asked why always does she talk about childhood, and the message was really good, which was makes your child see your childhood if surrounded by children. So in brief, I would say the topic was very interesting. It was relatable. There was little humor. The hands gesture can be improved with the position of camera. Voice modulation could have improved the speech. 2 short stories made the speech interesting, and I did not get bored even for a minute. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, contestant number 2. Now we'll observe 1 minute of silence. I would request host to bring contestant number 3, and I would request Avishi to stay in the room.
Contestant number 3 is not in the meeting anymore.
Has he not joined from the breakout room?
He maybe in the lieu of joining, he was disconnected. I will request Bella to please connect with him or whatever the process is designed. Contestant number 3 board devices are not now not connected in. any of the rooms.
Nimisha, we have received a message from Toastmaster Shivam that he has lost his connection. Let me just confirm whether he's able to join or not.
Okay, let me open the room then.
Yeah.
One of his devices is joined back in breakout room.
So can you ask him to join the main room?
I'm broadcasting the message again.
Please, thank you.
I believe the message is not let me do anybody wants to go to the breakout room to ask them, or they have missed the broadcast message, I guess.
Toastmaster Nimisha, that person is not in the breakout room. They are
Okay.
rejoining.
But I could see him over here that he is there in the breakout, his one device. Okay.
Shivam Asthana has entered the waiting room for this meeting. So I'm letting him in.
He's in.
Shivam, contestant number 3, can you please confirm your availability over here?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had a problem with my connection. I was not able to join it. And my laptop disconnected from the net. I'm so sorry.
No issues. So I think we are way past our 1 minute deadline. So without taking any further time, Shivam Asthana, contestant number 3, Shivam Asthana.
Good evening, everyone. I am going to evaluate speaker's speech. I mean, what a speech! I was taken back to my childhood. I forgot about the present where we were in. I forgot about evaluating a speech. I didn't care for it. I was so happy to be able to go back and cherish my childhood, the golden stage of my life, as the speaker very rightly said. I'm one of those guys who, on every birthday, are very upset because it makes me go farther from my childhood, a place of happiness, a place of freedom. The speaker, through her gestures and creative storytelling, was able, I feel, and I speak for all, to take us back to the beautiful stages of our life. When we were innocent in our mistakes and happy with our freedom, when we had the freedom to make choices and not think too much about the consequences. The speaker, by putting out amazing, putting out amazing experiences like the Inkpot story, tells about how innocent we are as child, and we do stuff just as told and not think a lot. I myself remember doing extra chores when I was younger just to get an ice cream each night. And then the Namkeen story made us all realize that we are clever enough to do. We are clever enough to know what is good for us and how to get things which we like. I feel, I just hoped the speaker could have probably given us more experiences of how, why she feels that this part of the childhood is more beautiful and was more enriching than the current stages of her life. And at some stages, if speaker could have concise her information, for example, at a point when she said she came to the class and sat in the first row, first chair. I mean, if we could just have, and if the speaker could have just said, "I just rushed into the class, excited, it was my first day," could have been more impactful and have taken to the speech to another level. The speaker beautifully summed up her experiences. The speaker, whatever the speaker intended was beautifully conveyed to us. It took all of us back to where we wanted to. It took it made us all go back and relive our childhood. I just feel if the speaker could have added more details to it, it would have been a perfect speech. Thank you, and back to the TM.
Thank you, contestant number 3. Now we'll observe 1 minute of silence. Meanwhile, host, please bring contestant number 4 to the room, and I would request Shivam to please stay in the room. Contestant number 4, can you please test your audio?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
I can't see the timer cards.
You will see them once the green card limit is over. So you'll see green, yellow, red in the order.
Okay.
Toastmaster Arpit, 1 minute is over.
Bhavya Jain, contestant number 4. Contestant number 4, Bhavya Jain.
I must say, the speaker has amazing storytelling skills. There was a smooth delivery of speech which the audience could easily follow. I enjoyed the personal story that the speaker shared with us today. The story when we were young. And it was so relatable that I could relate the same incidents that happened with me in my life and which could make me hooked through entire speech and I could hear it more effectively. For example, the spoilage of ink on our dress, like it has happened 2-3 times with me, and we bring money and our parents tell to give it back. So these were very relatable moments and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I really loved the hand gestures the speaker had during the entire speech, like come here, big crowd, wave hand, and many more areas. Like the hand gestures were simply outstanding in the entire speech. So kudos on that. I would really commend the speaker that she stand and then gave the speech, which made us more engaged during the speech. And she was checking her camera so that she is correctly audible and visible. So that was amazing. I really liked the clarity of voice in the entire speech, the audience awareness and engagement, the comfort level of the speaker, and the topic was really interesting, which everyone could relate to. The opening was amazing, and the language was very easy and could be easily understood by anyone. The best thing about the speech was that the speech had a message. This added a value to the speech and made it become more memorable. However, to make this speech, which is excellent, even more better, I have a few recommendations for the speaker. First, the speaker can use voice modulation while speaking so that the message is delivered even more beautifully. For example, when the speaker said, "We want to keep these childhood movements with us forever," she could she could have spoken it with more excitement, like, "We want to keep these childhood movements with us forever." And when she had a dialogue with a friend, she could have said strongly, "No, take it." Or when her mother made her give the money back to her friend and she was very shattered, she could have lowered her tone and said that and added a few words like, "I was shattered. It was the first time I got money and my mom made me return." To conclude, I would say that the speaker had a very good storytelling skills and audience engagement, a little more work on voice modulation and eye contact could make the speech amazing. Over to you.
Thank you, contestant number 4. We will observe 1 minute of silence now. And I would request host to bring contestant number 5. And Bhavya, please stay in the room. Contestant number 5, can you please test your audio?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Toastmaster Arpit, 1 minute is over.
Sajal Jain, contestant number 5. Contestant number 5, Sajal Jain.
Thank you, Contest Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. A good speech is a speech which has a very lucid message. A better speech is a speech which has a lucid message which stays with you for a very long time. And today, the speaker took us on a journey when she was a 9-year-old and gave a very clear message that growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. My Childhood Days, what an innocent title, which immediately gave us a glimpse into the entire speech. But here's the suspense that even though the title was very familiar, it had a lot of interesting stories for us to be engaged in. The personal experiences that she shared was very relatable, and they were said with such an innocent voice that all of us could actually feel that we were in that era. The speaker has the ability to paint the picture in our minds by her language. When she said that as she was wearing a white kurta and she said that ink spilled on her white frock, I think we could all relate. The language she put in our minds was commendable. The innocent emotion in her voice left me smiling and left me teary-eyed as well. As she said that, as she explained that how it's important to keep a child within us alive. And somewhere along the line, that child got lost somewhere. But the speaker today took the first stepping stone to help us relive that child. One thing that I could have done differently with this speech would be the role play the speaker did with her friend as well as with her mother. As there were so many riveting characters in the speech, I felt that the speaker could have used some highs and lows in her vocal variety when she said that how many annas, when her mom said that how many annas did it took. And there was she could avoid the words using she could avoid words she said and instead do the role play by using two different voices on two different parts of the stage as well to create a more impactful speech. The stories she said were fun and relatable, and she brought out a very clear message that childhood was an innocent time when we used to giggle without reason and we used to dream without limits. The story of her with her uncle was truly innocent, and I felt that there was a feeling of belongingness between uncle and her. Uh, she even gave the solution when she said that there was a relation with her children. And the structure of the speech was pretty clear when she divided the whole speech into two stories. And at the end, she also provided a solution by when she had a conversation with her daughter that, don't you like this life? But when she said that that was the golden phase and will always remain. Overall, the speech was an innocent ode to childhood with a very clear structure and a clear message. A little bit of role play and work on vocal variety could take it to another level. I congratulate the speaker for taking us all to that beautiful era. Thank you, contest master. Over to you.
Thank you, contestant number 5. So by now we already know the drill, but I can be boring as hell. So host, please bring contestant number 6. Sajal, please stay in the room. And timer, please notify me at the end of 1 minute.
Contestant number 6. There is some network issue with contestant. Okay. Let me broadcast the message again.
Contestant number 6, Anand Kumar, can you please turn on your video and test your audio?
Contest master, can you see me? My video is on.
I think your
Actually, I am
video
facing
is.
network issues.
I think I can see your video, but it's freezed at the moment.
Yeah, I'm actually facing network issues. Just give me a moment. I will switch to the other sim.
Needless to say, 1 minute is over.
Yeah. Contestant number 6, can you try another network, maybe 4G or Wi-Fi or vice versa?
Contest master, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your video is still freezed.
Okay. Is it working now?
No, I'm sorry to say this, but it's still freezed. Can you wave your hand on the screen?
Yeah.
There is a lag in the video.
Yes, there is definitely a lag. So contest chair and chief judge, I would request your intervention in this. What should we do in this scenario?
Just give me 1 second. I think we can allow him to turn off his video, but let me just confirm with this.
Sorry, did you ask me?
Anand, we'll let you know. We are discussing it internally once.
Okay, sure.
Contestant number 6, there is also a lot of background noise coming from your end. Also do something about it.
I cannot do because there's a loudspeaker right next to my house.
Okay.
Meanwhile, can you make sure if the windows or door are closed? That will reduce the voice.
Yeah, just let me do that.
Okay.
Mr. Rishabh, are you there?
Is it fine now?
I've requested him to unmute.
Mr. Chief Judge, Rishabh, are you there? Parul?
I think he's not. I've tried calling him. I think it's better to
I
move
think
on
he's
with
there.
this. Okay, he's there. Toastmaster Rishabh,
Audible?
since Anand's network is slow, can we allow him to turn off his video and give the evaluation?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Toastmaster.
Rishabh, you are.
Yes, go ahead, Toastmaster Parul, please say.
Can we allow Toastmaster Anand to turn off his video and then give the evaluation?
Sure. I'm really
Allow-
sorry for the delay. Yes, that is fine. I'm really sorry for the delay in the response. Since this is a technical issue that we are facing, we can allow Toastmaster Anand to do that.
Toastmaster Anand, please turn off your video.
Okay. Toastmaster Anand already mentioned it in the beginning that he is facing some technical issues, so that is completely fine. We can allow him. I hope I am audible to you.
Yes, Rishabh, you are audible. So, contestant number 6, you can turn off your video.
I think it's
And
better if we can only for this evaluation if we allow others to turn off the video as well to give more bandwidth to Toastmaster Anand.
Yeah. Is the voice audible now?
yes, you are audible, Anand.
Requesting all the
Yeah.
other contestants to please also turn off their videos only for this evaluation.
Anand Kumar, contestant number 6. Contestant number 6, Anand Kumar.
Do you know what is the best time tested way to begin a speech? Yes, you guessed right. To begin with a question. The speaker exactly did that, and she just ticked that very first box, taking that very head start into her speech. Coming on to the next thing, she had dialogue for her speeches. When I say that, it's just not the places where she mentions, how many Anas do you have? I have 2 Anas. 2 Anas? But it's also the kind of language which she has used. The words like fluffy, frock, and delicate. These are the words which gives the speech the human touch and the emotional appeal, which actually coincides with the title of the speech and the very aim of the speech too. The next thing, which the speaker has done really very good, is adding humor. At one of the places she mentions when the lady gave her a cold look. Another point which she has done really very well and has covered all the bases is the structure of the speech. She had a good opening with a question. She had 2 quick stories to tell, and she had a good ending to state the motive why she chose that very topic. But with all the bases covered, here is the next thing to add layer to the speeches. The very first thing which I noticed was that the speaker was using the mobile, the very device, but the frame in which it was not 3/4. If you look into the very setting, it's basically what I mean is the manner in which any news reporter says the speech or says the news. So it's just a tinge of space at the top and rest all are covered. But what happened here was that it was almost half of the screen that her face was over there. The second thing, it was just because of this reason that her hand gestures were getting cut out. What she could also use is in this virtual platform that she could have used the stage from audiences left to right as a time travel kind of thing. And that could have actually played out as 2 different point of stories. Another thing which I would like to recommend the speaker is that if she can actually use voice modulation to play characters, 2 different characters, or use the tilt of the head. To sum this up, I would just like to iterate that the speaker has a good opening. She had a good structure. She had humor. She had dialogues. But if she could just add those delicacies to her speeches, like the camera setting, if she could look into the camera and just coordinated hand gestures, it will just give that another flavor, and she has everything to make the bullseye. Contest master.
Thank you, contestant number 6. Now we'll observe 1 minute of silence, and I would request the host to bring the next contestant. And Anand, please stay in the room. And everyone, you can turn on your videos like the way we had before. Tech Master Nimisha, can you confirm Arun is there in the room? Because I cannot see him in the meeting.
No, he is still in the breakout. Okay.
I think he has just joined.
Yes.
Contestant number 7, can you please unmute yourself and test your audio once?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Needless to say, contest master, 1 minute is over.
Arun Gupta, contestant number 7. Contestant number 7, Arun Gupta.
Good evening to all my friends. This was not looking like a competition. It was looking like someone is standing near about me and who is sharing a story in a family. So it was a opening part. If we can define our speech development in 3 parts, opening, body, and conclusion, then we can say that it was a opening part when our grandma is coming here and sharing some stories. We are child and very anxiety to hear something here, something. The body part we can say that when she was sharing about the childhood, how a child was very anxiety to get the anaj, 1 anaj, 2 anaj, and how the child thrown this, and then after the use of namaste, how some was forcing him to use the namaste. The purpose of the speech was very fruitful. It means it was very creative by herself and not was taking from any other side. Means it was experience of the speakers, and the improvement area is in the regard that the speaker could use when she was using that 1 anas, 2 anas, then he could use that 1 2 like the fingers, and when she was using that namaste, then he could say that uncle namaste, so it could be more funny in the speeches. And after all, in the body part, the body language was perfect. Some rate and volume was required to amended, means rate and volume was fixed, so it could have been more improvement in body and in rate and volume. And apart from this, the repetitions of words were required in improvement, means 2 to 3 words were repetitions. Apart from this, in the commendation side, the comfort level was excellent and eye contact was nice. Apart from this, the speaker has lived and shared a good message that if you have to be happy in your life, then go to your childhood and try to compare your childhood. Apart from this, the speaker has also said that how now the child is behaving, and the child is was behaving in the earlier side. Thank you. Over to contest here.
Thank you, contestant number 7. We'll observe 1 minute of silence now. And I would request the host to close the breakout room and bring everyone in the main room. You can dissolve the breakout room and ask everyone to join the main room. Contestant number 8, can you please unmute yourself and test your audio? You are on mute. Yes. Now please speak.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Please let me know when I should.
Yeah, please. I'll tell you.
Contest master, 1 minute is over.
Santosh Devi, contestant number 8. Contestant number 8, Santosh Devi.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. There are some speech which generate or create some linger effect on us much after they delivered. Today, the speaker took us on the path of her childhood, and I could also remind my childhood moments. Kudos on that part to the speaker. I believe that the speech was engaging, and that was done by the speaker by using her personal story of her childhood. And the impressive part of her speech was using of hand gesture, and the hand gesture was well aligned with the content. When she was saying that wearing of new frock and the girls were surrounding to her. And another thing I liked about her speech was that use of humor. She was saying that she was fluffy in his childhood, and she was much smarter than now. So it shows that she was confident on the stage. But every speech, every good speech can become better, and every better speech can become much better by using some recommendations. So my first recommendation to the speaker is there were a lot of conversation in her speech, like when she was talking, when she was in party and talking to his friend, and her frock was spoiled, and then her friend was saying that, oh, your frock was spoiled, you should take money from them. No, I can take. Use of dialogue and some with voice modulation, the speech could be more effective. Another thing I like that the speaker has told some incident of her childhood. So in that case, she can use the stage moment, like when she was telling the story of frog and then with her uncle. So in this way, it was more impactful. And I also found that there is lack of voice modulation when she was telling about her daughter, and mom, you always told me the story of your childhood, you should have something else. In this way, by using the voice modulation and stage movement and use of dialogue, the speech could be more effective. Overall, I loved the speech of the speaker, and I wish all the best for the further speeches. With that, over to you.
Thank you, contestant number 8. Now we'll observe 2 minutes of silence for the judges to cast their final ballots.
Contest master, 2 minutes are over.
Thank you, contest chair, and the timer at the same time.
Thank you.
So I'll hand over the stage to Toastmaster Parul, who is our contest chair, and this is your contest master, Toastmaster Arpit Gupta, signing off.
Thank you, Arpit. Thank you for the reminder, Tech Master. Now we are moving on to the interesting part, more interesting part of the contest, that is the interview section of our contestants. I'll call somebody up randomly, and we would be giving out the certificates after this meeting. So apologies for that. So that's one point. Let me just open your and Toastmaster Bela, can you please ask Toastmaster Shivam to please join that? And Techmaster, please unlock the room in case you have not done.
I have unlocked the room. I have enabled the option where participants can unmute themselves.
All right. Thank you. Coming on to our first.
Hello, Palu.
Yeah.
Shivam is unable to join. He lost her.
I have joined. Thank you, Bella. Thank you.
So the first contestant I'm calling is Toastmaster Avishi.
Yes.
So I really like the quote that you had. Nothing is impossible to a willing heart. So can you share any incident where you can actually
Sorry, your voice is breaking. I missed the last
Is it
sentence.
better now? Is it better now?
Yeah, better.
Cool. So in your what is your favorite quote? You wrote, "Nothing's impossible to a willing heart." So do you have any stories to share with us where you have actually proven that, or which made you inspire that this quote became your favorite quote?
Yeah, I definitely have. Firstly, I would like to share how I got to know about this. Basically, I went to buy a painting, and then there was a beautiful painting with a waterfall and mountains. And then on that painting, this quote was written: "Nothing is impossible to a willing heart." And then I got it hung on my wall, and I used to see it daily, and it motivated me a lot. So when I joined in college, I decided to prepare for GATE, and I was planning to become a professor. But then I developed interest in coding, and there were just 6 months left to prepare for the internship season and all, and which is very less because the other students, I'm from EC, and a lot of people from computer science, information technology branch, and they get an edge, and they like everyone prepared for 2 years, and I had just 6 months. But then this quote was really played a important role in my life, and it motivated me that I should try my best. And since I had burning desire, and I believe that whatever we conceive and believe we can achieve. So with all these motivational quotes, I was able to get internship very soon in my college, which was even very shocking for my friends because they knew that I changed my line. So yeah, that's all I have to share. Thank you.
That's an inspiration for all of us as well. Congratulations. And thank you for participating. Your certificate would be delivered to you by your EC after this meeting. Now, coming on to Toastmaster Anand. So, in the notable accomplishments and awards, he has written, "Whatever I am today."
Yeah, so
Just explain how thankful, like what made you, like this is one important message that everybody wants to understand, but how you can, you understood this at such a young age.
so it's not basically me, it's everyone who faces some issues or the other, whether it is personal, professional, whether it is social. But we are not competing with anyone else, and we are even not competing with ourselves in the time frame. So this is basically what it is. Uh, you just have to do things, and whatever success you get, whatever failures you get, it's a part and parcel of the life, and that's it. You have to take it just the way it is.
Thank you. I think that's a one message that everybody should take home. Now coming on to our next contestant, Toastmaster Bhavya. And she said in her, like, what inspires her the most? So the answer she gave is following your dreams. Can you just give us an example where you felt like you wanted to follow your dream, but you didn't?
I think it has never happened. Like I wanted something and it didn't happen. So like whatever I dream of, I try to accomplish it by giving my 100%. Like I was very much interested in doing architecture. So I did my best to get an admission in architecture college. So yeah, I could easily get it, and like I'm trying my best to score good in my college and go higher levels in my future. So I think I just try to follow my dream to just be successful. So I just do my best and never stop following my dreams and do whatever it is needful to do that, and you can achieve whatever you want if you try to do. So like you should not just dream and leave it. You should follow it until you catch it. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavya. I think that's a beautiful message again. Now coming on to Toastmaster Roli. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
So Toastmaster Roli, you have been a Toastmaster for long, but still you were the first contestant today. Were you scared or were you happy? What was your experience overall?
So before the contest started, I was wondering about the draw of lots and the random number generator. And at that time, I wanted just one thing, that I should be contestant number one. And there were two reasons for it, both selfish. One, I wanted to see everybody's evaluation because that's something that I had truly missed out on when I had participated once and I had to stand outside. And there were 13 people ahead of me, and I had to stand outside for a very long time. The second reason was also very selfish. I wanted to lean back against my pillows after delivering my evaluation. I couldn't have done that if I had been in the breakout room or, trying to recall something. So I'm actually very happy. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I've been a Toastmaster for long.
I think that's something, like the second part is something that every contestant must be feeling right now. And specifically our last contestant. But yeah, I think I really like the way you honestly told the very selfish reasons. I think that was the best part. Now coming on to our next contestant, Toastmaster Shivam. So Toastmaster Shivam, you dropped out. How was you feeling? Your voice is not audible. Just remove your headphones. Remove your headphones. No. Okay. We'll come back to you again. We'll circle back to you again. Toastmaster Arun. Please unmute yourself.
Shooting. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So for you, you were in the pretty much end. Like, were you hoping, like, as I asked a similar question to our contestant number 1, she was actually hoping and she got it. But what about you? Were you hoping about that? Or did you wanted the first place for the selfish reasons as Roli suggested? Or you, like, how were you feeling while you were waiting for 6 more contestants to pass on?
Actually, initially, it was my first digital competition. So, firstly, I was thinking that it would be very good when I will go after 3 to 4 competent and I will do everything. But I think after 10 to 15 minutes, I was feeling bored. Means, whatever I have written here, I was forgetting everything. So it was a big challenge for me to recall everything. And I am not sure now that in evaluation, we have to evaluate, I have to evaluate with showing this page or not. So it was very confusion for me. So please share also that after this competition, that am I eligible? Sorry, uh, I have to say something with showing this or not. And then after I think 6 competent were before to me. So it was not. It was a very. I mean, 3 to 4 times I have used the drinking water because I have to sustain here. So, because I have returned back to office and 3 to 4 times I don't know in English word jamhai I have already taken. But I was then after I was watching two other members like Ms. Babia, who was every time smiling, and in our Oli ma'am. But later on, I was saying that one, everyone was going on. So no one was standing here, and only one contestant was here. And I think contestant number 7 was here, and she was also a girl. So I was taking the energy for her, and then Stephanie. Thank you, madam.
I think it was a very honest answer. And I think all of us who would be in the last two to three contestants would be feeling a similar way. Thank you. Now coming on back to Toastmaster Shivam, are we ready?
I hope so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you are ready.
Perfect.
Cool. So I was asking, you dropped out. Like, what was your first reaction to that?
My first action was to get back as soon as possible and just try not to get disqualified. That was my first instant thought. Then probably after my speech ended, evaluation ended, I could mix. I believe from every experience, everyone can learn. So I learned that I should not get affected by things which I could not control. So because of that, because of instance, I didn't look into what I've written. I just kept speaking what came to my mind, and that's why I couldn't cover anything which I wanted to, which I intended to. So I think it's more of experience which I had, and I learned it key to not get affected by things which you can't control. I could not control the net connections, but I could certainly control my speech, which I didn't. So yeah, so it was a good learning experience for me rather than that's it.
Like the reason it's a very good answer to be fair. The reason I specifically asked you this question is not in the contest, but in my interview for MBAs. I was in Pune and I was supposed to take a lot of documents and which were back at home in Delhi. I was just 5 minutes away from my interview process to start and I forgot everything. And I literally freaked out. I literally freaked out so much that after 10 minutes, I started laughing. By the end of it, by the end of the whole interview process, all these, like in MBA colleges, like anybody who has been to an MBA college, so they would know. In MBA colleges, these processes are coordinated by the second year students. The first year people, the second year students coordinate those interviews. So by the end of my interview process, I was friends with all the coordinators because couldn't stop laughing, and they were literally begging me to at least act serious when we were trying to take certain writing downs and everything. So I would definitely say you handled it definitely much better than I did. I would have literally freaked out and I would have literally cried, or I would have literally started laughing and would not have been able to give a evaluation at all. So kudos to you. And now I think our one contestant is left, and also she's not here. And so let's skip for that. She had enough time to join back. But in that sense, people who are in the room, have I missed anybody? I don't think so. Yep. Now let's wait. I'm waiting for just the chief judge to come back. Let me just coordinate. In the meanwhile, you guys, if you want to, can turn off your videos. There's no more compulsion for you. In case you want to have some, like you want to just stand up and stretch yourself, you can also do that. Rule and timings as well. So you can share, just let us know where you're from, what were you looking, and your experience about the whole meeting. We can start with you, Shivani, if you're still there. I think she's not. Coming on to Toastmaster Veena, are you there?
Yes, please.
So, Toastmaster Parul, I would like to inform you that results are ready, and there is one disqualification on the basis of. I will not tell you the basis. So there is one disqualification. Okay, you may proceed with the results. You have the permission.
All right, thank you. So do you want to go for the results first, or shall I continue with the guest introductions? Contestants, do you want to wait a bit longer?
I think we should at least hear from Veena ma'am and then we can proceed with the
Toastmaster
results.
Veena, just introduce yourself and your experience about the whole contest.
As Paul has already told, I am Veena Bansal from Toastmaster Club of Dwarka. Uh, as for my background, I can say that I am MABA. I am a teacher by profession, and at present I am a Toastmaster. I am happy to be a Toastmaster, and in the capacity of Toastmaster, I have done ACG. I have done CC, ACB, ACS, and ACG. And I am meaning I want to be a DTM. For that, I am trying to do it. Let's hope that I am able to do so. Seeing young people in this field, I really feel happy. In your company, I myself also feel young and I want to do more and more in my life. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you,
And,
Toastmaster.
and for the contest also, I want to say that your contest was really awesome. The evaluation that you gave about my speech was really awesome. You had touched all the fields, all the aspects of my speech, which I wanted to know actually. So I'm really happy. I would like to improve upon the the aspects where I am supposed to do it. And let's wish you best of luck that I succeed in that. Thank you very much. Over to Paul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veena. And just one thing for the people who met her once. She is the oldest member of my home club, that is Toastmasters Club of Dwarka. And we also call her the youngest member. She has been a Toastmaster and the member of Toastmasters Club of Dwarka since 2012. And she's one of the most regular members that we have in our club. So just for the inspiration only, I would like all of you to please give her a huge round of applause. With this, now coming on to the crux of our contest, that is the results. As if you have not known it earlier, I'm telling you again, this time around, in up to the area level, there would be 2 contestants who would go. That is, there would be 2 contestants from each club in area E2 who would participate in the area contest, and there would be 2 contestants from area E2 that would qualify for the division level. And from division level, we'll have the normal one contest ahead, one person ahead in the next round. With that in mind, now coming on to the results of this contest. The 3rd place, or the 2nd runner-up, goes to Toastmaster Shivam Asthana. I definitely would not have got this rank after dropping out. Coming on to the 1st and the 2nd place. Any guesses? Any guesses? Fingers crossed. Well, our 1st runner-up is Toastmaster Anand Kumar. And finally, the winner, or one of the winners of this club level contest, is Toastmaster Roli Sinha. Just to reiterate, your certificates would be delivered to you by your EC by tomorrow or over the weekend. That is by Sunday at max. again, to reiterate, there would be two winners, like two representatives of your club who would be participating in the area level contest that is scheduled to happen on 22nd of November. And those are Toastmaster Roli Sinha and Toastmaster Anand Kumar. I wish both of them best of luck. And I also would like to thank all the contestants because I have actually seen fabulous performances today. And if I was a judge, I would have had a very, very, very hard time. So kudos to the secret judges. Now I would like to hand over the mic to continue with the feedback to the president of the club, Toastmaster Anand, if he's available. If he's not, then Toastmaster
Anand
Bhavya,
is
you can
having
take.
some network. Yes.
Yeah, I got that
So
part.
I would
So,
like,
can you continue?
yeah. So I would like to take the guest introduction and feedback now, starting with Shivani Thakral. Please unmute yourself and give your feedback.
Hi, this is few of my meeting at DOTM. I haven't joined it yet, but today's meeting is my best meeting, which I have attended. And here I have so many do's and don'ts with me at the end. What to do while we do evaluation. As in a one particular meeting, I have heard 8 to 9 evaluations and I get so many points what we should do and what we should not do. So the meeting was amazing and it is so I have so much to learn from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shivani, for joining us and hope to see you as a member of DOTM very soon.
Yes,
So,
sure.
next, I would like to take feedback from Rishabh Agarwal. Toastmaster Rishabh, please unmute yourself and give your feedback. Okay, so I think he's not there. So I'll continue with Toastmaster Nimisha Singla.
Thank you so much for making me the part of this event. I thank first of all President Anand who approached me for the same, and it has been a privilege to watch all of you performing, and congratulations to the winners. That is it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimisha, for joining us and making this competition contest run smoothly.
My
Thank you so
pleasure.
much. Uh, Next, I would like Toastmaster Parul to give her feedback.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavya. So I cannot give a feedback to something that I organized, rather. I'll give the contestants, rather. One thing I really liked about people who have specifically attended the mock contest, I could see you guys actually incorporating those feedback. So that was one good point I felt. And I think this contest went much more smoother than our mock contest. So I think that's always a plus. Um, I would also like to thank specifically Toastmaster Bela, who has been a constant help, though, and like she really helped me out with a lot of things she was ideally not supposed to do. But since she was my only contact to your club without involving the contestants, she took that part and she did it beautifully. So again, kudos to that. Just one.
Thank you, Parul, so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just one feedback to all the contestants. I, ideally I would have disqualified you for that, but no, I could have, not ideally, but I could have. The idea is I have still not received all the eligibility forms and everything. I don't want to name the people who have not sent it. That's one of the reasons I had to make up a lot of questions. So specifically, this is specifically for the people I made up the questions apart from their contest profile. It meant that you have not shared me. Like, that's a subtle way I can say without naming anyone. So kindly share your contest profiles. I will like, because I need to keep them for record keeping, and I would also need them. So please, I'll ask Toastmaster Bhavya. Now, since you're officially off the contestant list, I would obviously ask you now. So please ensure, I will give you the list of the people who have not shared on personal chat. Again, I don't want to name them.
Sure, I'll do that. And I would really like to thank our contest chair, Toastmaster Parul, our contest master, Toastmaster Arpit Gupta, Chief Judge, Toastmaster Rishabh Agarwal, and Tech Master, Toastmaster Nimisha, and Toastmaster Bela for organizing this event and helping us in this contest. So thank you so much. So I have a announcement for you all that we have decided to have a contest competition amongst our club members. So I will be sharing my screen to explain about the contest. So can you please enable me to share my screen?
Can you share the screen now?
Yes. Okay, so we have decided to have a competition among the members to increase their engagement level in the club activities and understand all the tasks that are involved in organizing a meeting smoothly. And it would include getting role players for each meeting and doing some PR activities. So, and you would be scored on that and the winner would be announced. So for that, each team, we have been divided into 3 teams and each team will have to organize a meeting for 1 week in which they would have to fetching the role players and helping in making posters for the meeting. And then the results would be announced after all the 3 groups have done their meetings. So these are the group list. So the first group has Arun, Anand, Devi, Jyoti, Shivam, and Vikas. Toastmaster Arun would be the group leader. Similarly, group B is Bela, Toastmaster Bela, Roli, Yuvraj, Pooja, Ankur, and Bhavya. Toastmaster Bela would be the group leader for group B. And the group C has Toastmaster Santosh, Sajal, Tito, Karthik, Sanchit, and Avishi. And Toastmaster Santosh would be the leader for the group C. So all the groups would be evaluated at the end of each meeting according to the number of members who have attended the meeting and PR activities like posters on social media groups and rolling of agenda timely and doing all the activities on time. And we would also be rating the overall quality of the meeting by asking feedback from each member. And you would be getting extra points if you attend the meeting of the week other than the week your group is organizing. So this is the scoreboard. If the agenda is released on Monday, you get 5. So similarly, the points get decreased as late the agenda is released. Similarly for the poster and getting role players and performing the role as well. So like if a member of that team does a role of team odd, he gets 5. And similarly, there is scores for each role. And during the meeting, the members would have to take screenshots and the group fees and sharing with the VP PR of our club, that is Sajal, and there would be attendance of meeting. So the more you attend the meeting, there are higher the chances your group will win. So make sure you attend the meeting and help your group win and organize the meeting. So these are the groups. So next week, group A would be organizing the meeting. So if the members have any problem, we can go with the order or we can go randomly. So any suggestions on that? Toastmaster Arun, as you are the group leader of group A, so do you have any problem if you go first?
No, no problem. I'll do it. For next week, I will do it.
Yes, great. Thanks. So each group will have to organize the meeting and get role players and do PR activities and make sure to attend the meeting in each week so that your team get the higher scores and you are able to make your team win. So that's all the guidelines of the contest. And I would
I
say,
have a question.
yeah, sure.
Like, what would the winning team get?
Okay,
I think this is something everybody has in mind, but nobody is asking.
That's a surprise.
And I will become the part of the winning group.
There are always disqualifications in each contest. So before you decide to become a part of one group, you will have to promise that you will be a part of each group. You'll have to promise that.
Sure, I'll do that. In that way,
Yeah,
I'll short.
you will win for sure. You know, of all the people, you will definitely win.
Yeah, I think that I like that odds.
Yes, so that's all for the related to the competition. So now I would request everyone to please turn on your video so that we can have a group photo. Anand, Avishi, Bela.
I'll also request Toastmaster Bhavya and Anand to stay back if possible. Just for 5 minutes after.
Avishi, I think we can take the screenshot.
Parul and Veena ma'am, we say one. It's the Delhi one.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us and all the role players who helped us making this meeting a great success. So signing off, thank you so much for joining and hope to see you in the next meeting as well.
Thank you, Parul. Thank you, Veena ma'am. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.
Anand and Bhavya, please stay back.
Thanks to all of you.
Thank you so much.
I think Anand has also left.
Huh.
No issues.
He's having network issues.
Yeah, it's not an issue. Just removing Veena ma'am. Yeah. So Bhavya, I think the contest went well, given I managed it very badly.
No, that's not true. You manage it
So
really
thank you first of all
Thank
for
you
the
so much.
So the idea is, I realized it afterwards only. I forgot one important part, that is the certificates. Like once the meeting started, actually I remembered about the certificates then. So what I'll do is I'll share the sample certificates, like the district approved certificates after taking it from Toastmaster Kaushik, who is the district PR. I'll also ensure that I'll share the results as well with you. And one general feedback, though I'm not ideally supposed to tell you, but just one general feedback. One of the contestants was disqualified on basis of time, and that person was first ranked. So my suggestion for like though I like included that part in the mock contest, I think that person might have missed it. So I will like you to please, I think that is main importance. I ideally am not supposed to tell that, but do not say the uh, rank one wala part, but tell them that there was one disqualification because of the time.
Okay.
Okay. So tell them whenever you are preparing your members again, do highly mention that like how to manage that. I gave you that time. I thought I actually saw you doing all those things. To be fair, that's the reason I'm telling you. So try to share those pointers about specifically about internal like timing yourself while practicing and everything. This skill can also help them in
Yes.
like in a normal like in
I'll
normal
share that.
meeting. You can always include that part. But I wanted to tell you this point because I would have done it if I was a club president in when I was a club
Yes,
president.
yes.
I ensured that everybody knows that part. So that's the
Yes.
reason I'm telling you. Uh, Again, I really was not supposed to, but yeah, in between you and me, that's the reason I didn't say. That's the reason I asked you to stay back. That's the main reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another suggestion for
Okay.
you would be I know both Toastmaster Anand and Roli are highly qualified. Like Toastmaster Roli always also obviously has more experience, but there would be other people in the area, and the area contest in 22nd is on 22nd.
Yeah.
Do reach out to them. Do reach out to them in case they need any help. In case they need any external mentors, do let me know. Like because that is something I did it when I was the president. So that's something I wanted to share with you guys. Like
Okay.
just do ask them at least. Offer them. Try to arrange that. Obviously, they can only take only as much as they want to out of this exercise.
Yeah.
But this actually helped. Like one of my members was performing, like was attending the contest for the first time in their life, and he was also a new member. He was hardly 6 months old, and just by 1 week of training, I could see his performance going from us on a scale of 1 to 10, from a 2 to 8, like within 1 week of
That's amazing.
dedicated efforts. Like though he didn't win in the end, but ultimately throughout the experience, like he follows all those pointers even today. So that is something I would guide you to do that, because that is something I've guided, like at least in Toastmasters Club of Dwarka, I've already guided, and that's obviously a process there. I don't want your club to be left behind in that practice, because at an area level, I would probably be again doing the same thing. So it's better if you also do it here. Okay. Hello. Cool. And
Yeah.
that's all. And I think I really like the initiative. I think it would be great. That's one of the reasons I chipped in. I understand where you're coming from, so it was a great idea, to be fair. And it also will help you
So,
help. It will also help your members appreciate your efforts more. And I think that's all. I think that's what ultimately the point. And it will probably will fetch you more nominations for the EC, upcoming EC as well.
yes, that's
So
why we have done
these
that.
are the 3 pointers I really like that.
Thank you so much for like helping us organize this event. So like I had a doubt like for the mentors. So like from how do I contact to mentor? Like I don't have much
I
contact.
so for me the benefit was I knew those people, like those were my best friends. That's the reason I got that. But if not that, what you can do is you can choose any person in case you feel like there's somebody you know. In case you are not able to reach out to them directly, do let me know. As far as I know,
Okay.
you would be able to do it. Even Anand would be able to do it. I'll also help you out in case you need more numbers. Like I think Roli would obviously reach out to her friends at like other clubs. She's already a more active, but still try to reach out to somebody.
Yes.
Like ask them whether they want it or not, and in case if they want, like what kind of mentors they would like, and try to reach out. That's the only session. Ideally, like just don't make the
Okay.
mentors
Okay. I'll
as
do that.
somebody who are competing, because that would be a conflict of interest. So
Yes.
somebody who's
Yes.
already competing, do not make that person as a mentor. There might or
Okay.
another way is just to have a like try to arrange a lot of evaluation sessions, like inside the club and outside the club as well, for both of the members. And one recommendation that I have from Toastmaster Anand, though we do understand all the technicalities and everything, but today, even though he came second, but it was a very tough competition, and I believe it is, if there was no technical glitches, he would have like even succeeded more. So
Yes.
that's the point. I just want feedback. So try to, at least for the contest, I'll try to I will be like now onwards. I don't think there would be late night contest, but at least the area level contest would be in the afternoon. So if possible, try to like ask him to be in a better network area.
Yes. Yes. I'll talk to
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So like, that was the only feedback that I had for Toastmaster, because his evaluations were really nice. But yeah, obviously it
Yes.
would have affected, like though people do understand it, but competition is a competition. Like you cannot say that. That's one pointer. At least for
Yes.
the contest, if it's possible, try to ask him to do that. And obviously in a quieter place, because there were a lot of noises in his background. So that's the only
Yeah. I'll
feedback.
talk to him.
I think Toastmaster Roli again is more experienced, so she might have, but there might be few things that she also can improve upon. So just do talk to her in case she needs any mentors. Similarly for Anand, like try to arrange mentors. It would be a help. Like just put an effort as a club, because these people will be representing your club at area or division or.
Right. Yeah. We'll do that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay.
Sure. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining.
You're welcome. Bye bye. Good night.